For this project, the EV charger installation particularly, you might need some basic hand and power tools.
Subscribe and stay tuned.
And we need the meat and potato part from the electrical panel to the EV charger. From the panel, electrical breaker. You can check out back to my previous YouTube videos about how to sizing and choosing the material, like the breaker, the wire, the EMT size, etc. Lumax cable inside of the house. And some conduit wire to pull in through the EMT conduit. I'm pretty sure you can use the tag cable, which is even better. But in this particular project, we use the EMT. So we pull some wire from the EMT. And obviously, if you run EMT to the EV charger or receptacle, you need EMT conduit and a bender. You also need some fittings materials to run the cable from the electrical panel to the junction box if you need one, then finally to the EV charger. I need some screws for the junction boxes. You may need a deeper one. Some straps for the EMT conduit. Simple strap for the Lumax. Some EMT connectors. Also some electrical wire and splicing hardware, marats, connectors, and a label. I'm pretty sure you can use just a Sharpie to mark it down, but I prefer to use the labeler. Okay, let's take a look in the garage first, please. This is a nice triple garage attached house. So here's the single bay. Here's the door to the mudroom. And here's the double bay. Well maintained, nicely cleaned. So my plan is we do the penetration right under the door to the mudroom there. And run piece of a conduit under the stairs and to this location. So this piece of natural gas line will give us a good reference point for our penetration. My plan is like get the penetration somewhere there under the stairs, run piece of EMT here and goes up, and we install the EV charger somewhere here. As you can see, here will be protected by location. So let's open the door of the storage. Here's our natural gas line here. Go straight up. Here's the penetration point. All we need to do is reference from there to do our penetration. Somewhere from here to here. So here is where the EV charger we're going to install. I'm assuming for the new building, the stud is spaced at 24 inches. So probably we don't have a stud we can use in this area. Probably we need a backing plate in this area. I gonna use a 3/4-inch plywood, so we have the structure strength there. So let's use the stud finder, find where the stud is. So there's the stud here. So our first stud is somewhere here. Roughly mark it down. So as you can see, it is for sure a 24 inches spacing stud. So we need to put a backing plate somewhere in between here. I'm pretty sure when they do in this 90-degree for the drywall, there will be a piece of stud on this side and on this side. So we can use this stud and a little strip of this one as a support to install a piece of backing plate. Okay, we're going to cut a piece of 3/4-inch sanded plywood, 2 feet wide and 3 feet tall for the backing plate. Now, as you can see, the plywood is cut, but we need to make notches for the backing plate here because the stud is spaced at 24 inches, but from here to here, we have only 18 inches wide. Notch is down. Let's get the plywood sanded. Okay, the plywood is sanded and clean up all down. Let's take this cabinet down and see if our piece of plywood fits this perfectly or not. Finger crossed. As you can see, our backing plate fits perfectly here. We're gonna do paint it white and make looks sharp. The backing plate is up already. 2 screws here. You can see those screws on the same stud, same line, 24 inches apart. Oh, I like this. The cabinet is back to the wall again. All right. The backing plate is up. The cabinet is back up again. Everything looks fantastic. So here, we should have enough space for install the EV charger. Even though later on we need to upgrade to a bigger one, still have generous space here. Because it's 3/4 inch of high quality plywood, can hold almost everything here. Here's the utility corner in the basement. So here's the electrical panel. Coming closer. Oh yeah, that is our natural gas line. So I think the best penetration point will be somewhere here. Because if we go that way further, you don't have room for the drill or the tools anywhere. So here probably the best place to do the penetration. Through that hole of the 3 conductor number 8, coming down for the bundle to the panel. Take a closer look at where the natural gas line penetration is. So I'm guessing here, somewhere here will be the best place for the penetration. Then through that hole, coming down, follow the bundle here to electrical panel. Let's take a look at the panel here. 100 amps main breaker, has a dryer, stove. What is this? 30 amps inland heater. So there must be something for the cold air intake of the furnace. Alright, let's measure from basement inside how big the opening is. It looks like roughly around 18 inches wide and 12 inches high. And then let's get the reference point of this natural gas line. It is about 3 inches above the bottom and 3 inches away from left hand side, from basement inside. Now I think I should take the vapor barrier down, see what's behind the vapor barrier and the insulation here. I'm thinking maybe I should do my penetration here. It might be a lot difficult than doing penetration here, which was the original plan, but if you want to finish the basement, if you do the penetration there, it will be easy to do the drywall on this side and this side. Let's take the insulation out again. After taking the insulation out, you can see very clearly in this corner. This is the corner of the house. You see two pieces of floor joists joined together there. I'm thinking now I can do my penetration in between the 2x6 stud and the band of communication wire about there. So I measure from the first floor joist to the natural gas line. It's about 16.5 inches plus that piece of 2x6. I'm gonna need about 22 inches more, plus like I say 2 inches, 24 inches to do my penetration there. Let's check from outside now. This is what you can see from the garage side. The reason why I want to move the penetration point from there to here, because I think if I move the junction box closer to the corner of the house, in case later we upgrade the junction box to a 1450R receptacle for those type of portable EV charger, that will be easier to install the portable EV charger there, because the extension cord may not be long enough if we do the penetration here. But if we do it here, the extension cord will be long enough to reach the EV charger from there to the 1450R receptacle there. As you can see, this is the junction box we're gonna use. It's kind of bigger than regular 4-inch one, but not that big. Oops. As we already checked out, there is a 2x6 stud behind the floor joist. I probably use that stud for the support, because use the 2x6 stud is way much stronger than use just the OSB type of floor joist. So if I can make use of these two holes to screw into the stud, that will be perfect. Okay, let's do a little bit reverse engineering. We measure from the basement, from the center of the natural gas line to the side of the floor joist is about 16.5 inches. And those two pieces of sandpaper is right about 5 inches high, about the same width of the 2x6. So here will be the 2x6, and here we have a bundle of communication wires. Because we want to use the two holes to put it on the stud, I'm probably doing it like that. I probably use this knockout as the penetration. So I still have enough wood to screw it on. So here looks like it's about 23.5 from the center of the nitro guide line. Okay, 23.5 inches. Right about there. As you can see, that is our mark of the penetration. I probably keep the junction box about 1 inch lower than this piece of plywood, because I'm gonna run a piece of EMT from here to there, get the penetration of this plywood. I don't want to mess around with the structure of the stairs. We got the horizontal measurement. Now let's get the vertical measurement. We're gonna need those two holes. So box will be like this, but not like this. About 1 inch away from the plywood. This is the hole. So vertically is right about here. Let's always prepare for the worst and hope for the best. So drill the hole nice and slow. Don't make the hole too big for the penetration. It's okay to spend a lot of time to the calculation, double check, triple check, make sure the hole is right. Again, we reference back to the natural guideline there, because this is about 3 inches above the square opening. So over there looks like about the same level, so that should be okay there. This drill with the drill bit about 3/16 should be big and long enough for our pilot hole. Let's see what's going on there. Make sure it's clear, right angle. This way is level, this way is right angle, and hope for the best. Unfortunately, I don't see anything from the basement. Maybe I need to make a hole a little bit deeper. Let's see. Alright. So this drill bit is not long enough. Let's change to the other one. Let's try this bad boy. For sure it's through. Just leave the bit there. Check again from the basement. Right about exactly where I want it. Not about, exactly. Good job. Oh, I'm happy. I'm very happy with the penetration. Let's get the long pilot bit out and use this 7/8 bit. Get the job done. Take it out. And swap to the post of bed. Let's do it. Again, make sure it's level and right angle and drill. All right.